Okay, so after having all these calculations, we'll able to get the earnings which is available to equity shareholders, which in case of alternative 1 is 4 lakh, in case of alternative 2 it is 3 lakh, and in case of alternative 3 it is 2 lakh. Now to get the earning per share, that is EPS, we are having a formula that is equals to earnings which is available to equity shareholders divided by number of equity shares. We'll get earning per shares. Now we have to get number of equity shares. So here you can see the company has already invested 15,000 equity shares, right? And in first alternative, it is issuing 25,000 equity shares. So when we'll add 15,000 and 25,000, we'll get number of equity shareholders as 40,000. I hope this is clear. We'll just have to calculate the number of equity shares because we are calculating earning per shares for the equity shareholders only, right? Why we are calculating earning per share only? Because earning per share is for the equity shareholders and it should be maximum. The returns to the equity shareholders should be maximum for to judge the optimum capital structure. Because equity shareholders are the real owners of any business. If their wealth is maximum, their shareholders' wealth is maximum, the objective of any firm can be achieved. Okay, so in first alternative it is 40,000, that is 15,000 which we have previously invested and 25,000 which we have invested in alternative 1 in equity shareholders, so it comes to 40,000. In alternative 2, equity shareholder will be 15,000 only, right? Because in alternative 2 we are issuing debentures, not equity shares, but the company will consider the equity shares of which we have previously issued, that is 15,000. Okay, in alternative 3 also it's preference shares, so we'll not add up the 25,000 preference shares but will only consider the equity shares, that is of 15,000. I hope this is clear. So the number of equity shareholders in first alternative is 40,000, that is 15,000 which they have previously issued and 25,000. In second alternative it is 15,000 and in third alternative it is 1,000. So earnings which is available to equity shareholders is 4 lakh and number of equity shareholders, equity shares is 40,000 in alternative 1. So to get the EPS, what we'll do is we'll divide 4 lakh which is earnings available to equity shareholders in alternative 1 by 40,000, that is number of equity shares. We'll get EPS, that is earning per share to equity shareholders, as rupees 10. In second alternative, we'll divide earnings available to equity shareholders, which is 3 lakh, divided by 15,000, that is equity shares the company has previously issued. We'll get EPS as rupees 20. In our third alternative, we'll divide 2 lakh divided by 15,000 and we'll get 13.33 as our EPS. So here you can see the lowest EPS is when we'll invest in alternative 1, that is total financing of equity. Okay, we'll get the lowest EPS, but when we'll mix equity and debt financing, we'll get the EPS of 20. When we'll mix the equity and preference shares financing, we'll get our EPS as 13.33. So the optimum capital structure for any firm would be if they'll choose the financing of mixed proportions of debt and equity. Okay, that is second alternatives. So here we can conclude that as the earnings per share are highest in alternative 2, that is debt financing, the company should issue 25,000 8% debentures of rupees 100 each. Here you can see the double the earnings of equity shareholders without the loss of any control of the company. If we'll do equity financing, we'll get 10, but if we'll do equity and debt financing, we'll get our EPS as 20. So it's just double, and we are even giving more shareholders' wealth to the shareholders, right? So we are not losing any control on the ownership of the company too. I hope this is clear. This is the role of financial leverage to calculate EPS and to judge the optimum capital structure. In our next lecture, we'll continue with the theories of capital structure. We are having different theories of capital structure, that is NI approach, net income, net operating income, and so on. Till then, bye bye, take care.